Hey guys, this is Azralynn with a quick early access review of Astroneer. Astroneer is a space exploration adventure with some survival aspects as well. The game is currently in its pre-alpha stage of early access. You can play this game solo or in up to 4-player online co-op. The game starts off with you launching your pod and landing on a random planet with just your tool in your hand and your backpack. You venture out from your pod in search of resources and items to build your base and discover new technology. There is no story at this time. The fact that you can mold the environment around you is an amazing feature. It sort of reminds me of EverQuest Landmark, but with a lot less customization. The functionality is already in place, and I would love to see more options added to the tool to allow players to more precisely shape the world around them. Exploring, collecting resources, improving your base, and discovering new research technology is very addicting. The entire time I played seemed to fly by, and before I knew it, it was 2 in the morning. Discovering new planets with different environments and sometimes different gravity is neat. When you launch into space, you see all the planets moving around, but sometimes it takes a little too long for the planets to come into orbit, so I do hope that they speed that up a bit. There are storms on the planets as well, and they are sometimes deadly with debris flying everywhere. Also, some of the plant life will kill you too if you aren't careful. There isn't a lot of diversity right now, but it's a pretty good start. The main survival aspect is maintaining your oxygen levels. Venture too far out without bringing an oxygen supply, or finding some on your way, you will probably suffocate. Dying causes you to drop all the items in your backpack where you died and spawn back at your habitat pod. You can go and collect your stuff though. So while it is inconvenient, it's well balanced and often more of a lesson to teach you to be more prepared in the future. I've had a lot more fun playing this game than I did playing No Man's Sky. Playing alone is enjoyable, but playing with others is really awesome. There are some problems with the multiplayer that might give some players a negative experience. The game's performance for whoever is running the server will be worse than when they are playing solo. Whoever is hosting the server needs to have a good computer, and even then there will be frame drops. I was usually able to maintain 50 to 60 frames, and that was with a GTX 1070, an i7 6700K, and 32GB of RAM while hosting 2 other players. There were some significant and noticeable frame drops at times, usually when I was close to the base, and it put me into the low 40s and sometimes into the 30s. It seemed to get worse as the base got larger. The people playing on the server also experienced several disconnects, and they would have to retrieve their items from their bodies when they returned. Overall though, I think we all still enjoyed the time playing, and we weren't too upset by the issues. I think the graphics look decent, but they won't appeal to everyone. There are texture popping issues that need to be addressed, but it didn't diminish my enjoyment of the game. The soundtrack is good, and I found it calming to listen to while I was exploring the planet. The sound effects are fine as well. You can communicate in the co-op using emotes, but I would really like to see voice chat added to the co-op in the future. The controls are not customizable, but there is full controller support. I have played over 11 hours so far and experienced both single player and the multiplayer gameplay. Even though I received a press copy of Astroneer, I also bought a Steam copy of it in order to give away at a later date. Sure, the game has some bugs and glitches, and the multiplayer needs better optimization, but issues are expected in the pre-alpha state. The fun factor alone is enough to look past the annoyances and really appreciate the great start that Astroneer is off to. There is a ton of potential here, and this is a game I recommend. The framework for an amazing game is in place, and I really look forward to seeing where they go with it. If you want to see some more gameplay of Astroneer, I'll post a link in the description. I hope this early access review has helped you. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and post your feedback in the comments below. Thanks everyone, and have a wonderful day!